Hello everyone and welcome to ChapterSelect. My name is Dylan and I'll be the host of this video. This is going to be a full review from T-Rex, one of the giants in the Skylanders Giants game. We will do the other giants as well and the other Skylanders also. That will be posted online later on, but we'll start with T-Rex. What are we going to discuss in this video? We're going to start with the storyline and his information. Then we'll go on with the catchphrase battle cries, the different versions, the real life figure from T-Rex, his basic attacks and the different parts, the soul gem ability, and then we'll go on with deciding which part is the better one, which one I advise you to choose. This is just my opinion that I'll give you there. Then we'll go on with the heroic challenge and the story chapter where you can find the soul gem. So you can check the description, I will put all the links to each part in there. So we're going to start with the story and information from T-Rex. So the story from T-Rex goes like this. Long ago, before the giants protected Skylands, T-Rex was a majestic tree living peacefully in the ancient woods. But this tranquil peace came to an end when the Archeans built a nearby factory to produce war machines. After years of his soul being poisoned by the magic and tech waste from the factory, he mutated into who he is now, a powerful giant who will crush anything that threatens the natural order of things. So that's the storyline from T-Rex, the first giant that you will get in the starter packet from Skylanders Giants. Now we'll discuss some information from T-Rex, some details. So he's an ant actually, so that's his species. It's a male character as well, and he belongs to the life element. He's the only giant in the life element, what makes him in one way the leader of all the life elements, and the first one as well. So these values here, his health starts at 430, his speeds at 20, his armor at 24, his critical hit at 40 and his elemental power at 25. The other values that you can see that are the maximums that you can obtain by completing heroic challenges and putting on a hat on T-Rex. So those were the starting values and the maximum values that you can achieve with this character. Now we are going to take a look at the power stats. You will find this on the card that you get with the character as well. With the 140 for power and the 130 for armor makes him a good giant. With 55 for speed makes him actually one of the slowest giants in the game, except for two other ones who are slower than him, and he isn't that lucky, so he will have some trouble finding food and cash in the game. Now we'll continue with the second part of this video, the catchphrase and battle cries. I will be quiet for the catchphrase. So be afraid of the bark, that's the catchphrase T-Rex will say each time you put him on the portal. He also says other things like bouncy bouncy when he jumps on a bouncing pad, or all bark and bite. The next ones are no stopping me or tremendous. No stopping me is said when he pulls an island towards him. And back to my roots will be shouted out of his mouth when he finds a life element portal, and you just got T-Rex when he destroys an enemy. Now the different versions from T-Rex, there are actually only two versions. On your left you can see the normal version that most of you guys will get with the starter packet of the game, and on your right you will see the gnarly version. You can acquire this one by buying the Skylander with a console in one pack, otherwise there's no way on getting it. Now we'll take a look at the real life figure. There it is, the real life figure, the normal version of course, the other one is blue. As you can see they did a good job. He resembles a tree and you can see that he belongs to the life element as well. They gave him a flashy green pants and some red elements that suggest armor pieces for protection. He has an orange base since he is a Serie 2 character. And now I will compare him with a more smaller Skylander so that you can see the difference in size with these two. So there it is. As you can see, it's normal that he's that big. He is a giant, but he also has a light core ability. When you put him on the portal, his eyes will turn dark blue and his hand will glow green for a piece. Now we're going to take a look for the fourth part of the video for his basic attacks. His first attack is the shockwave slam. You have to press A to slam the ground with your fists, and this will cause a shockwave. For the PlayStation users, that will be the X button to press. So this is one of the attacks that you get at the beginning of the game when you load this character for the first time, so at level 1. As you can see, he slams the ground, causing a small shockwave. This is very useful since you can damage multiple enemies around you. The next one is his X attack. You have to press and hold it to charge through enemies. It is called the Sequoia Stampede. This attack has been done with his right arm, and when you hit enemies you will damage them. As you can see around his arm, you can see there's a green effect, and when you hit them it will damage them. This is a useful attack since it gives speed to T-Rex. The next one is called Photosynthesis Cannon. You have to press the B button or the circle button on the PlayStation. This harnesses the power of the sun and shoots light beams. This is also very useful since T-Rex is slow and you can shoot enemies in the distance, which saves time, so you don't have to run up to them and smash them with your A attack. That was the first attack that you had to buy on that character. The next one is also one that you have to buy. It's called the Big Thorn Shockwave Slam, and it's an upgrade for the basic A attack. You have to press and hold down the button this time, and you will see that his hand will explode in one way, and when you slam it you will see a giant shockwave that's stronger and bigger than the previous one. Now we can also buy an upgrade for the Sequoia Stampede. This is called the Super Stampede, and you will see a visual change when you do the charge attack, and it will do more damage. So when you hit an enemy and after you've bought this upgrade, when you hit them you will do more damage than in the beginning. So as you can see, just start charging around, and when you hit an enemy it will damage. Later on I will show you guys this in combat. Next one is called the Tree-Folk Triple Shot. This is an upgrade for the B attack for your photosynthesis cannon, and this time when you press the button once it will fire 3 bullets at a time. This gives the gun a bigger rate of fire, making it more easy to destroy enemies in the distance. So those are all the basic attacks. The first 2 you get for free, the other ones you have to buy. We will start with the first bot that you can choose. That's called the Tree-Folk Charger. The first one is called Titanic Elbow Drop. Here you have to press the A button while doing the charge attack. So while you press the X button, you have to press the A button while doing it, and then he will do an elbow drop move. This is the most important upgrade in the entire pod. The other ones aren't that big of a deal. So doing it, there you see it, you have to charge, then you can do the elbow drop attack. The second one is called Light Footed. This is actually an upgrade. You will be able to charge longer and faster. This is actually also a useful one since you can charge longer and faster. T-Rex can move faster, so if you want to give him more speed, an upgrade in that way will be very useful. The next one will give a visual upgrade to T-Rex as well. It's called the Ultimate Stampede. It's the ultimate upgrade for his Sequoia Stampede attack and will give him more damage. So the second one gives you more speed and you could do it longer, now it gives you more damage. But the disadvantage from this attack is that it changes the figure. As you can see, I loaded it in and the character changed. It got this white looking kind of armor piece and some green leaves on his back. So if you don't want it, don't buy the upgrade, it will change your character. So if you think, oh no, he is ugly now, don't do it. It's not that big of a deal because it's actually kind of slow, the attack. You first have to charge for a long time and then you will see the spikes appear. I will show this also later on to help you guys decide which path you should choose when I try them both out in combat. Now, the second part is called Lumbering Laserer. This is an upgrade part for the photosynthesis cannon. The first upgrade is called Supercharged Vaporizer. Here you have to hold down the B button to charge up your cannon. This is also the main upgrade for the entire part, and you will use this one most of the time. Like in the first part you would use the first upgrade, the elbow drop, as well. So here I demonstrate the attack. You have to charge it and it will damage enemies. This is the most powerful attack that you can achieve with T-Rex. There is no other attack that will do more damage. The next one is called Sun Skewer, and this will give you the possibility to blast through enemies with your charge attack, and it will also explode for more damage. So when you shoot enemies this time, the bullets will go through them. It gives you the possibility to hit multiple enemies when they are behind each other. So this is also useful. I would advise you guys to buy the first upgrade before doing the other one. The last one is called the Pod Maker. This is again a visual upgrade for a character. I will show it in a minute what changes on the character. If you don't want it, again, don't buy this attack. But this is kind of a useful one, so this is a tricky one. Vaporized enemies will turn in exploding plant pods. This is useful in different situations. I will demonstrate it later on. As you can see, he gets this yellow-green armor pieces and yellow leaves on his back. There's no way on turning that setting off, so the moment you do the upgrade, you're stuck with the looks of your character again. But if you fancy them, you can do it. Okay, now the Soul Gem. The Soul Gem, I will show the location later on, and the Soul Gem ability is called Woodpecker Pal. And for the third time, this gives a visual upgrade for T-Rex again. This time you will get this woodpecker on your back. It's not as huge as the previous upgrades, but it will change as well, since the bird will have a small bird nest on your back and it will sit there all the time. It will help you in combat and will be very useful. Now what should you do? I explained every attack, I showed you every move. Now I'll show you how I applied them in combat. This is going to be the first part that I've chosen. So with the elbow drop attack, the Sequoia Stampede upgrade part. Here you can see how I use the attack. I just smash against the enemies. You can see the spikes showing up around my arms. That's actually the last upgrade in the first upgrade part being activated. So if you don't have the spikes, you won't have the maximum damage with your charge attack. Here I will try the elbow drop to damage some multiple enemies. As you can see, it's useful. I can damage the enemies. The disadvantage of this entire part is that you have to get some space between you and the enemies. As you can see, I get in position, I charge, and I do the elbow drop attack. When I try to do it at close range, it's actually difficult and hard to succeed in, since the charging attack isn't that easy to control and manipulate in any way. But when you practice, it will be easy to actually do it. You will get used to it, but you will need to get some space. So for arena battles, this makes this actually not that good of a path to choose. The enemies will get pushed back, as you can see. When they have armor, that's actually good, because that will give you some time. But as you can see, I got some enemies to my right, the one with the gun, while I was busy with the other enemies, and they were damaging the cake, and that's not the idea in this birthday bash arena battle. So I'm doing actually pretty well. I got some chompies here. T-Rex is doing good. Sometimes, as you can see, the moment I do my charge attack and when I'm near enemies, I need to start using my normal A attack to do some damage, because it's hard to charge and do the elbow. But the advantage is that the shockwave caused by the elbow drop has quite some range, so it's not that bad at all. I'm just saying that it's an easy attack to do when you have some space between you and the enemies, but at close range it's a bit tricky. The big advantage that you have from this part is that you can hit multiple enemies. at once with the shockwave cost and with the charge attack. You will get a lot of speed with this character, and this is one of the biggest negative parts from T-Rex. So I'm getting to the end of this arena battle. I'm doing pretty well. I still have 3 pieces left. I hope I succeed at it. I'm trying to finish him off. I'm doing some smashing, some elbow dropping, and he's dead. He only destroyed 1 piece. I was lucky, there's another one coming there. I'm going to get ready in position. I charge, I do the elbow. So that's actually the big ID from this part that you will have to do. As you can see, I will be able to destroy those big enemies and still have a cake left. But it was close, I only had 1 piece left, so that doesn't give me a lot of spare time. Now is the second part, and this is my most favorite one and the better one in my opinion. This is the upgrade part with the photosynthesis cannon, and this is a good part to choose. Why? Because it has a lot of damage and you can pick up enemies at long range. So actually you can leave T-Rex in one place and you can start picking up enemies. The charge attack also does a lot of damage. I will demonstrate that later on with some more stronger enemies. So this is my favorite one. I like the idea with the sunlight being used for his attack, and it's also powerful and useful. If you guys want to use the other one, feel free to do it. I'm not saying it's a bad choice, but I'm just saying that you will find it easier to control the character and it will have more power when you choose the second one with the cannon upgrade. I also have the woodpecker here. Maybe you've paid attention to it. This is the soul gem ability in action. As you can see, the woodpecker helps me actually quite a lot. It damages enemy quite good, and most of the time it will help you to pick up smaller enemies, so you don't have to bother taking the time and smashing, so you can just keep on walking and it will help you. Also sometimes it will just pick up enemies that which you weren't paying attention to. So it's a good ability, you should buy it if you want it. It's a good idea, it's also very fun. It has something to do with the story, with the tree, and then the bird nest being placed in a tree that came to life to protect everything in nature. So I like the idea, I like the concept about soul gem. Now the arena battle is almost done here. I'm still picking up some enemies, I still have a lot of pieces left. There you could see the plant pot. I think I will use it later on in a more efficient way to demonstrate you. The alien attack, I succeeded that pretty well. They died quite fast. Here you can see it with the chompies. A plant pot came there, exploded and killed the other 2 chompies. So I didn't need to use that shot. Now this is the tricky part. 1, 2, 3 hits. 1 hit from 100 and 2 hits for 150, that's a lot of damage. It's the most powerful attack in the game, and as you can see it's very useful since the enemy didn't have time to reach the cake. I'm killing him here again. The plant pot, that's the last upgrade in the first upgrade part. Very useful, very good part. So in my opinion the second part above the first one, but they're equally good. Now the heroic challenge is called Sabrina. You have to save the singing geckos and bring them to the king. So after you guys have chosen which part to choose, maybe you can let me know down in the description. I'm really I'm interested in what you guys would pick, what gets your attention the most and interests. So here, as you can see, I chose the second part. I gave him a hat, T-Rex just for fun, and I'm going to try to save the geckos as fast as possible. As you can see, killing enemies, not big of a problem. I'm only level 8, so there's still some room for more damage and more health as well. Doing pretty well. And the main idea with the T-Rex is that you can save some time while using the charge, the X, the Sequoia Stampede attack, to get some time, to save some time, because it's faster than just walking around like I do now. I think after this battle I will demonstrate it. If you guys want some more extra time, here it is in the Gecko challenge, the Sabrina challenge. So this is also the heroic challenge that you guys get when you put T-Rex on the portal for the first time. And here you can see these inhuman shields are quite difficult to destroy, since you have to get to their backs. And the woodpecker is very useful. Here again, inhuman shield, and here again, inhuman shield. So I could actually just keep on walking, and the woodpecker killed the enemies in front of me. I didn't need to stop to bash on the ground to kill them. My woodpecker pal is indeed my pal. He helped me very well in those situations, because I know the inhuman shield can cost some time and some trouble, since you have to get around them and hit them in their back. So I'm using here the charge attack to save some time, to get some speed with him. I will also smash an enemy here. There it is, he's dead, so it's also a powerful attack. So that's why you guys can actually also choose the first path and not the second one, but I prefer the second one. Gives you more damage, it's more easier to control the character with. Killing the last enemies, I saved everyone, and I still have 1 minute and 40 seconds left. And there it is, I brought all the singing geckos to the king. The king is happy, and he gave me the reward for this heroic challenge. The reward is a +4 speed bonus. So after you've completed, you get a +4, and there is, then you have a speed of +24 for T-Rex when you complete his very own heroic challenge. It's not that kind of a hard one, it's fun to do. And we're now at the last part of the game, the story chapter. This is the 12th chapter, it's called Mulligan Mountain. If you guys don't want to see any spoilers of anything, don't watch please. This is not a walkthrough video from the chapter, it's just me using my upgrade pod and completing the level. And I will also show you guys the location of the soul gem in this video. Down in the description, if you don't want to watch the entire thing, I will put a link so you can click on it and see the location of the soul gem immediately, if you guys are interested on how I'm going to demonstrate my attacks, my path with the T-Rex. Feel free to stay here and keep watching. So after the big talk here, I don't think I will get you show you guys everything. I'm setting a goal out here. I'm trying to complete the area as fast as possible and without dying. So if I succeed in that, I think the path that I've chosen was okay then. So it's maybe interesting to know if you guys can complete those challenges. That's for the 2nd star in this level. So yeah, here just moving some blocks, solving the puzzle as fast as possible. I'm trying to do this as fast as possible, using the charge attack again to get speed with T-Rex, since I'm trying to beat the time here. And this is the first actual battle that you will see here. There's this arcane enemy that splits himself in different enemies, and you need to find the right one. As you could see, the shooting attack with my cannon was actually very useful, since I could hit all the other ones without actually getting very close, and I could pick out the real one. So it's a useful attack against that arcane enemy. There are also some other enemies with their axes. They start spinning around, and the moment they start spinning around, you have to actually get away. But if you damage them enough, in time, they won't get the time to start spinning around. And that's actually also a nice positive thing about this attack, that you can damage them very well and at a high rate, so they can't do the attack. This will save you guys some trouble. Here I'm getting the last ones. I had no trouble with the flamethrower guy. So this is a part that I need to be fast with. I lost some time there. I got some damage from a bomb because I needed to smash those things there again. Because he's a slow character, but he's alright. He's fun to play with. It's not my favorite one, but I can imagine that some of you guys will enjoy him more than I do. So like I said, you get him with the starter pack when you buy the game, or with the booster pack if you guys already have the first Skylander, Spyro's Adventure. So again, a puzzle here that I need to complete. No big deal, just moving some boulders there and trying to do my mission here and trying to get in time. I just like it when they put as a kind of extra things that have something to do with the story or with the idea behind the character, like the woodpecker on his back. But I've heard some complaints. I've got a friend also, member of this channel, who doesn't like the armor upgrades. So I can accept that. I think it's understandable that some people don't want it, because I also didn't want certain armor upgrades on other enemies who I like more. So yeah, if you don't want it, don't do the upgrade, guys. I showed it before which upgrade will change it. And here you will see a nice ability from T-Rex. There it is, slow motion. That's also a nice thing to know about T-Rex, that when he hits multiple chompies, and I think when you hit multiple spiders as well, you get this slow motion effect in game. It's fun. It doesn't do anything bonus or extra. It's not that useful, but it's just a cool thing that I put in the game. So easy battle, had no trouble at all. Didn't lose a lot of lives. Here you could get the key to get the bomb to destroy the wall over there, but I'm thinking, no sir, no sky stones for you. I just smashed the door. So, but if you're playing with the smaller giants, you would have to play sky stones. You'd had to win and then go and get the bomb. So these are the enemies I was talking about with their axes. They will start spinning around, and I think one will succeed. Yeah, there it is. So you see, when he starts spinning, he becomes invulnerable. But the rest of the enemies, they were dead quite fast. Here I'm stuck in the goo, but I can use a charge attack to get out. So that's a useful way to apply the attack as well. When you're stuck in the goo from those dog-looking enemies, you can just use your bash attack to get out of there fast. Because if they hit you, it won't be a nice thing to see, because they can do a lot of damage. Here I was being a little bit dangerous. Actually, I could have waited on some places, but I was trying to beat some time over here, so I couldn't waste a lot of time. Again, the woodpecker hitting the enemy over there. Very useful in a lot of situations. So I lost some time there killing those enemies. Should have kept going and didn't mind them, but I don't know. They were bugging me. So I'm nearing the place of the soul gem over here. When you take a shortcut or an extra area, a few minutes ago, you will come here to this spot where I'm now, then you will continue here on. So you can get it on both ways when you get the extra, I think it was a tech place over there. I didn't get it because I was playing with T-Rex here. So I'm moving some blocks over here, no big deal. I think most of you guys will figure that out when you play the when you play the game. Better one. So moving it to get this row of blocks, to press the last button, and this is an important part, since when you jump over here, when you activate it, the boulder will drop to your left and the gate as well. So gate drops, but now you have to take the middle block. You have to keep pushing him and pushing him down. There you go. Now I have 2 blocks here, and as you can see, the purple gem over there, that's the location of the soul gem. You can't see it here because I've already collected it. But as you can see, I'm moving the 2 boulders. When you move the top boulder further on, there's a hole down there. You can push it in it, and then you can continue your way to collect your soul gem from T-Rex, and then you will have unlocked the woodpecker pal ability. Now, since this is the end of the story chapter, there are still some arena battles. I can maybe explain more about the life element, since he is the life element. If you guys want to use him in PvP, you have to remember he is slow, but when you get some range between you and the enemy, you can do some damage with his long range cannon blast. He does a lot of damage, so he's slow, he has good armor, a lot of damage, a lot of health. That makes him a good character and worthy to fight and try some PvP. Doing some massive damage here with my woodpecker, but you have to be careful, because the life element is weak against the water. The life element is weak against death. So if you're fighting a death element, you will get bonus damage. So that's not good. Try to avoid that. But on the other hand, when you fight against water, you will have a stronger character. So T-Rex is good to fight against water elements, but a bad idea to fight against the death element, or the undead element. Not sure what's the correct name. So use him in PvP to get bonus elemental damage against the water enemies. Here, using the Sequoia Stampede attack to get out of the goo again. Need to get some space between me and the enemies. Play safe, I don't want to get hit, I don't want to die. That was one of the things I said in the beginning of this level. And yeah, now the arena will get smaller in a bit. What makes it trickier for T-Rex, as you can see, he's a giant, it takes a lot of space, and I can't move. So if I would have chosen the second path to use my elbow drop attack here, it would be hard to do, but not impossible. So hard but not impossible, guys. I also like that path as well. I'm just saying which is the better one in my eyes, in my opinion. So yeah, this battle is quite easy, as you guys can see, when you have T-Rex fully upgraded. Some flamethrower guy, need to hit him 3 times. Woodpecker pal is failing there. So the plant pot, also a nice upgrade, that's a fun thing to do as well. I like it how it does bonus damage for you, so you don't have to pay attention to certain things. Here I'm getting hit. I didn't succeed in stopping him to start his turning attack. So here the king thinks, you know what, I'm going to destroy T-Rex, but not today. I'm getting a fight with this knight kind of guy, getting some space. So that's actually the way I think you should play this character. when you choose that upgrade path. And there you go. That's it. Now I will show you guys the winning move when you win a PvP match with him. I didn't die, but I was 30 seconds too late. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for the next characters of Skylander Giant.